Whether it's yesterday, a month ago, or even years ago, everyone remembers their first RV vacation. A while back, we set up an RV vacation for Alison Hays and her daughter Emory, and followed along as they picked up their new RV and hit the road for a Michigan UP vacation. After seeing this story, you'll understand why so many people are getting into RVing, hitting the road, and discovering America. Then, we catch up with Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 as they show us their finished, extreme, off-the-grid van called the Ram Camp 4x4. The finished project looks fantastic, but then we would expect no less from this talented and experienced husband and wife duo. You have to check out this homegrown beauty. Later, with summer here and dogs wanting to hit the water, ear infections can become more prevalent. This week, Dr. Fitz explains how to look for and take care of your dog's ears should they get an infection. Remember, as the old saying goes, a happy dog and happy wife make for a happy RVing, or something like that. These stories and more on this week's RVing Today. Closed and Spanish captioning where available is sponsored by Forest River. Follow the river.
RVing is for everyone, including single parents and their families. Whether you're a seasoned RVer or a first-timer, people of all sorts can jump in and enjoy the RV experience. Regular viewers may recall Alison Hays as our co-host for our RV of the Year show. She had never camped or traveled in an RV, so we thought it would be fun to set up a first-timer's RV road trip for Alison and her daughter Emory to see how they handle the new experience. We caught up with Alison and Emory at the Wakarusa, Indiana Thor Motor Coach headquarters. Technician Steve Duvall gave them a detailed walk-around to bring them up to speed on the Gemini coach operation and all of its mechanical systems.
Yeah, of course it is.
She's been talking about this trip for about 6 months, so yeah, and when I told her, I'm like, you know what, we not only have one TV, but we have two.
Isn't that cool?
So we can sit our chairs right out here and watch it.
Mommy can swivel it for you, so wherever you're sitting, and there's a little DVD player in there too, so how cool is
shoot, we were gonna bring DVDs, darn it.
A couple of chairs, all right. Okay, storage back here. There's a couple pieces of wood for leveling. This doesn't have leveling jacks, but this is where you hook your sewer hose. I'll walk you through this in a little bit, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here, if you are playing and you get all dirty, Emory, Mom can wash your feet right there.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
Hot water, how about that? All right, so you won't get crazy cold feet.
I could probably already use that on her feet.
Oh, yeah. All right.
RVs are fairly complex, and the orientation walk-around presents a variety of new technologies and details. It's a lot for the first-timer to remember.
This end goes in here. I'll give you the keys now. How about that?
All right.
All right. You just kind of put this in, plug this in, twists in. See how they're, like that's got the little groove on there. Okay. You line that up. Twist it and lock it, and then this little thumb screw, right, that way if it just keeps it in place so there's no accidental trips. Say they only offer like a 110, which I doubt they will.
It's an adapter?
Yeah, it's just an adapter, and then you can plug it into a regular outlet.
Okay.
If that's all they offer, it wouldn't be your best option because you could run like 3 lights. Okay. Press it up where it says, right there where it says out, just hold that down. All right? And that will keep you dry.
Right underneath here. Oh, and here comes the rain.
Good timing on your part, Emory.
Wow. Start her up?
Yep.
All right.
See, there's your rear view camera right up in there, and it's nice and big, so nice clear vision of what's behind you.
See behind us?
And, you know, this is typical, just like a car, radio, whatever.
Does that have? Yep. You got it?
The next step is figuring out where to pack all of your hardware. Fortunately, the Gemini had more than enough room for their clothing and camping supplies.
We can get it to fit in, I guess. There is a place for everything in here.
Yes, there is. There most certainly is.
We just put all of our bedding in there.
Yeah.
You might want your pillow, sweetie, for up next.
Sleeping bag. It's gonna be so nice.
Now for the open road. Next stop, the grocery store. There's no mistake, it takes some adjustment to go from packing your home kitchen to packing an RV kitchen. The smaller refrigerator and sometimes compact storage spots can be a snug fit, but they normally work fine for short-term RV use.
Do you have your chicken? We can use the microwave and put the chicken in there.
Allison took to driving the Thor Gemini Class B like a pro. Once you get a feel for the controls and the rig's body size, the journey is fun and relaxing. The journey to the campground took them 6 hours north to Mackinac City, Michigan, and other than some typically wonky directions from a cell phone GPS mapping software, they made it in one piece.
Hi, I'm Alison Hays. Thank you.
First stop is check-in, and the campground has that down pat, so it's the easy part. We'll be right back with more of Allison and Emory's first-time RV adventure, so stay tuned.
When Thetford launched AquaChem, it didn't take long before it became the #1 selling holding tank treatment for over 50 years. Until now. Meet AquaMax, Thetford's new generation of holding tank products that works even better and are also campground friendly and environmentally safe. Looks like a new #1 is taking over. For more information, visit thetford.com. Want more RVing today? Then visit rvingtoday.tv. Besides our weekly show and extended segments, you'll find additional stories and videos along with insightful information on what's new and what's happening around the world in RVing. From luxury RVs to unique camper vans, and from RVing with pets to RVing with kids. You'll find it all and more in rvingtoday.tv.
You like TVs?
Yeah.
Guess what? You can watch a TV on the outside.
Welcome back to Rollin' on TV. We continue our story about Allison and Emory's first-time RV adventure in the Thor Gemini Class C motorhome.
I'm gonna get this plugged in. Get us some water.
Their campsite had electric but no water, so a pause at the freshwater fill station was up next.
Sounds like water's going in there.
A smaller rig makes the backing in job a lot easier, but it still takes a couple of tries to get it right. Allison's Canadian friends arrived and joined her and Emory for the weekend fun. A near-dark project included adding leveling blocks, with a little help from her friend.
Yep. And then I'll just back over and just kind of keep an eye, I guess, and yell to me if I'm on top of it.
The shore power cord connector often seems to give people difficulty.
Other stuff in there. We just need this black cord right now. This will be our electricity. This goes in here. I have no idea if I'm doing this right. I think we got it. Make my way over here. Right, I think I'm in business.
Placing your campsite reservation tag is a small part of your setup. With camp set up, there was enough time to enjoy the sunset view of the Mackinac Bridge framed by a storm in the background. The Gemini kitchen is great, but sometimes you just need to visit the campground store for that fresh coffee hit. Part of a campground's value is in what you can do nearby. Allison and Emory opted for a ferry ride to Mackinac Island, a major tourist draw just a few miles across the Straits of Mackinac. The ferry trip over included a pass beneath the Mackinac Bridge for an unusual view of this impressive structure. Mackinac Island is a beautiful and unique historic and tourist spot. There are no cars allowed on the island, so every vehicle is horse-powered. It makes for some interesting scenery. Alison and Emory enjoyed a classic Mackinac Island horse-drawn taxi ride. The 1887 vintage Grand Hotel looms large on the island, and it evokes images of a classic era of elegant travel and lodging. Back in the campground, there was time for a jump in the pool.
Emory, let me see you swim. I want to see you swim. Don't get me all wet.
All things considered, the first RV trip for Alison and Emory turned out very well. They sailed through the early learning process and had a good time with the Gemini. Adjusting to life in a smaller space was their biggest hurdle, and they cleared it with ease.
You sure can. What do you call a car that's this big?
Yeah.
What?
Single parents and anyone else can enjoy the RV experience. Give it a try and you won't be disappointed.
From off-the-road adventure camping to luxurious full-time RVing and everything in between, Forest River has the RV to fit your needs, budget, and outdoor lifestyle. To see our full line of trailers and motorhomes, visit forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcol, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcol refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcol RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcol.com.
I am excited to reveal the interior and exterior of our completed van conversion project. We'll start on the inside. When you open the side door, you see the finished floor, and Mark added an LED light at the step to help when it's dark outside. There's a switch here, or you can turn it on using a small remote. Then you see the fold-down table that covers the area below the sink, and it gives me counter space when I need it. Or I can use it as a table to work at. Next, we have the beautiful quartz countertop with a great sink and faucet setup. You'll also notice that the small farmhouse shelf Mark made. Then you'll see our adventure sign, which we cannot wait for all the new adventures in the van. And the backsplash above the countertop, we have our small microwave and coffee pot. All of this is on the industrial style cabinet frame. We have our industrial storage locker mounted on the wall and our full-size bed at the back. You have access under the bed to get to all the stuff Mark will talk about in a minute. On the opposite side, there is the industrial style TV cabinet with the farmhouse wood top. We have our 28-inch 12-volt 120-volt TV from RecPro on a mount that conveniently swivels to view from anywhere in the van. The cabinet also houses our Dometic portable toilet for those occasions a bathroom is not available. You can also access it from the outside when it needs to be emptied at the dump station. Up front, we have our new used seats from a Sprinter van. They move forward and backward, and they swivel and they recline. In between the seats, we have our removable farmhouse-style table. We added new carpet, and we got the center console cover from the Class C motorhome at the junkyard. Mark repaired and painted the old steering wheel and upgraded the dash and all the controls to a modern-day vehicle. There is a backup camera, functional oil amp and temperature gauges, a USB charger, and 12-volt power outlets. He installed switches for the backup camera, the dash fans, and the radio when we are camping. And there's a digital battery voltage gauge light right here. That is a preview of our van camper interior. Now let's look at the exterior of the van and then the heartbeat of our off-grid conversion project.
The first thing you notice on the exterior is the paint job. My goal with the paint was a clean and classic finish. We used Boulder gray paint with black highlights and a slightly darker gray middle stripe. I also added some painted on pinstripes to separate the colors. Then we added our Ram Camp logos at the rear of the vans and our Ram Camp 4x4 emblems. I painted the entire hood an old school functional hood scoop black. And here's our old school grille with Dodge highlighted in black in the center. To finish the front, we have our bull bar, our 12-volt winch, and at the rear of the van, we have our functional cargo tray with the generator, a fuel can, and a water can. Below the tray is our high-lift jack to help get us out of any jams. Now we can look at the heartbeat of the Ram Camp. We had lots of help on this build, and in no order, I'd like to thank Dometic, Go Power by Dometic, Breck Pro, Wifco, and Steel Rubber Products. This build started with our two 190-watt solar panels, a charge controller, a 250 amp lithium battery, and a 2,000-watt inverter, all by Go Power. We added a Wifco power center with auto detect technology and a second 2,000-watt inverter. We also have a small generator as a backup electrical system. We have our powered cooler, Penguin air conditioner with heat strip, portable toilet, and portable lithium battery, all by Dometic. For the water system, we installed a Rec Pro freshwater tank, a 12-volt water pump, gray water holding tank, and an outside shower. We also installed a 12-volt water heater. And to help support the weight over the rear axle, I installed 5,000-pound rear airbags. From start to finish, this 4x4 van conversion project took 5 months. There was a lot done to the van that didn't make it into these 6 episodes. First and foremost, I wanted the van to be safe for travel. When you start with a 40-something-year-old vehicle, there's a lot of mechanical work that needs to be done. Then we got to the fun stuff, making a functional off-grid vehicle that looks good too. It was a fun project, and now we get to use and enjoy our weekend getaway vehicle.
Thank you so much for following us on this adventure. And if you want to learn more about using and maintaining your RV, visit our popular RVOnlineTraining.com site. Happy camping.
To follow the complete Ram Camp 4x4 project from start to finish, visit our website at www.rvingtoday.tv. Want more RVing today? Then visit rvingtoday.tv. Besides our weekly show and extended segments, you'll find additional stories and videos along with insightful information on what's new and what's happening around the world in RVing. From luxury RVs to unique camper vans, and from RVing with pets to RVing with kids. You'll find it all and more in rvingtoday.tv. When Bedford launched AquaChem, it didn't take long before it became the #1 selling holding tank treatment for over 50 years. Until now. Meet AquaMax, Thetford's new generation of holding tank products that works even better and are also campground friendly and environmentally safe. Looks like a new #1 is taking over. For more information, visit thetford.com.
Welcome to another episode of Rollin' on TV's Paws on Board. I'm Dr. Fitz, and this is Zoe. Does your dog ever get an ear infection after swimming? Many of those that take their dogs RVing enjoy stopping at lakes and rivers for some time to cool off. What we don't enjoy is the continuous shaking of the head, scratching, and itching at the ears that comes a few days after being in the water. Why does this happen? Well, not every dog will experience an ear infection after swimming. Those that do generally have other predisposing factors that contribute to an infection. Dogs with pre-existing allergies, significant amounts of hair within the canals, like poodles, or dogs that had a recent ear infection are more likely to have a problem. Your dog may have an infection if you notice these signs: repetitive shaking of the head, scratching at the ears, or even rubbing the side of their face on the ground. Some dogs may have ears that are painful to the touch. If you flip the ear flap over and you see redness of the skin, you might notice a foul odor and even some discharge. The best thing to do in the case of an ear infection is, of course, get your pet to a veterinarian. Your vet can assess the severity of the infection, what's causing the infection, such as yeast or bacteria, and send you home with the appropriate treatment. Every ear infection is different. But there are some ways that you can try to prevent this at home. First, make sure that your dog's ears dry out completely after swimming. This can include cleaning their ears with a gentle drying cleanser and gently drying with cotton balls or a soft cloth. Drying the hair on the outside of the ears can be helpful as well. Second, your pet should not swim if they have a current ear infection. This has the potential to further irritate the ears and worsen the infection. If your pet has regular ear infections, talk to your vet about maintenance treatment. Your pet might benefit from regular steroid drops to reduce irritation, or even benefit from treatment of underlying allergies. To appropriately clean your dog's ears, first, ensure that you have a pet-safe, gentle drying cleanser. You should not use peroxide, alcohol, or vinegar to clean your dog's ears. These can over-dry the canal and irritate the eardrum, causing even more discomfort. Next, you lift your dog's ear flap and find the opening to the canal, which is generally at the bottom. You'll gently squeeze the bottle to fill the canal with fluid. Just try not to touch the nozzle to the ear to avoid contaminating the bottle. Feel just behind your dog's ear for slightly firm cartilage. It'll feel just like the cartilage of your nose. Gently massage this to move the fluid through the canal. You'll actually hear a slight squishing sound as the fluid moves around. Then, allow your dog to shake his or her head to remove the fluid. You might want to do this outside, in a bathroom or in a garage, an area that's easily cleaned, because this is the part that can get a little messy when they shake. Finally, you'll use some cotton balls to gently clean the external part of the ears. Hi, baby. So gently clean. You should never insert a Q-tip deep into the ear canal. A dog's canal is actually L-shaped, unlike ours, and wax can actually be pushed further into the canal where it's difficult to remove. If you're traveling with your pet, keep an ear cleaning kit with you if your pet likes to swim. Preventing an infection can be the difference between a fun, peaceful trip or an itchy, miserable one. Tune in next time for more pet health information. I'm Dr. Fitz, This is Zoe. Thanks for watching Paws on Board.
You can watch the full uncut version of many of these stories along with other additional videos, stories, and news on our website at rvingtoday.tv. This has been another fun production.